Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. One question was asked about the 4 types of speech. What are they and how that is used in spiritual practice? The 4 types of speech are called para, pashyanti, madhyama, vaikhari. This is if we come on the descending order from para to vaikhari. This is the descending order. This is called Srishti Krama. The creation was made in this order. All the creation, the root of all the creation is Sabda Brahman. The sound is the Brahman. First there was sound, then we can call it Om. This is Om. And from the sound the entire creation has taken place. So the first was Brahman in the form of sound. Then we can call it Mahamatrika, Parasakti, the transcendental form of the Shakti, the great Matrika. Then that has been divided into 50 Matrikas. These are the 50 letters, 50 alphabets in Sanskrit literature. These 50 sounds. So, first there is para, the transcendental one. Para is called transcendental in English. Then pashyanti, which can be seen, which can be observed, which can be watched. Then comes madhyama, the intermediate sound. And then vaikhari, the articulate sound. If we go in the reverse order, because a spiritual practitioner, a sadhaka, goes in the reverse order, because we are in vaikhari, in articulate sound. Now what I am speaking and you are listening is articulate sound. The sound that is created due to lips, teeth, tongue, palate, throat, then vocal cord. This sound is vaikhari because there is importance of vak, articulate sound. A sadhaka, a spiritual practitioner, starts from vaikhari. This is done in our body because you are using body. Of course, behind the body is prana, the life force, is mind, is intellect. All these things are there, but we are doing it in body. So, any mantra japa, recitation of any mantra, singing the name of the Lord, glory of the Lord, chanting, kirtan, all these, prayer in the form of song or even prose, all these are at the state of vaikhari. A normal practitioner starts from the vaikhari, articulate sound. Then when he gets mature in practice, now he goes to madhyama. These are mostly used in mantra sadhana, practice of mantra. Now when it comes to madhyama, that is intermediate sound. What happens? In the beginning, just the lips vibrate little. Some murmuring sound is coming, but people cannot hear it clearly. That is the beginning of a madhyama. That is not exactly madhyama. that is in between Madhyama and Vaikhari, we can call the beginning of Madhyama, intermediate one. Then there is no movement of lips, there is no sound coming. The mantra practice or the repetition of the sacred syllabi goes in mind. The practitioner is now doing in mind. All our thoughts in our mind are intermediate, Madhyama, because thoughts are sounds. Others cannot hear it, only you can know. Now it goes in mind. Repetition is mind. Now in both these two stages, when a practitioner at the stage of Vaikhari and at the stage of Madhyama, articulate sound and intermediate sound, he is a doer. The doership is very much there. In the first state, he is doing with his physical body. In the second state, he is doing with his mind. Now, when he comes to the intermediate, the physical body merges with the mind, means no more doing in the physical body, creating sound through the organs, physical organs. State is in the mind. So, in intermediate sound, there is impotence of mind. In articulate sound, there is impotence of physical body. Now it is done on mind. On practicing it regularly in mind again and again and again and again, a state comes when the spiritual practitioner, the sadhaka, goes into the state of Pashyanti. Now he sees the syllabi, sacred syllabi. He sees the mantras. He is no more doing. The mantra does not stop. It goes on, goes on, goes on. He don't have to make any effort to do the mantra. It goes on, automatically goes on. Now, that is a Pashyanti state, means he is watching the mantra that is automatically going on. He is observing it. It is a state of an observer. He is now no more a doer, a drashta. He is an observer. And in this state, it is not the mind, it is the intellect that is most important, plays an important role. Now mind has merged into intellect in the spiritual practice. That is a Pashyanti state. Then, on practicing in Pashyanti state again and again, he enters into the Para, the transcendental state of sound. Now, the intellect merges with the self, with the Atman. So, this is the process. In Vaikhari and in Madhyama, articulate sound and intermediate sound, there is the mantra or what he is doing, the sacred syllabi as a sound. So, sound is there. In both the cases, sound is there. Articulate sound and mental sound. There is meaning and there is knowledge in both the stages. But in intermediate stage, Madhyama, the sound has become subtle because it is only in the mind. When he comes to the Pashyanti, now there is no more sound. It is only meaning and the knowledge. When we go to the Para, it is only knowledge. So, this is the process by which a spiritual practitioner does the mantra sadhana. These are mostly found in tantric literatures as well as also yogic literatures. Now, coming to the Kriya Yoga. In Kriya Yoga practice, a practitioner normally does not start with Vaikhari. It always starts with Madhyama. There are some practitioners for whom the Guru may decide to give him some mantra or some repetition of some sound in Vaikhari. It is depending upon the state, but normally not. It starts with Madhyama. beginning of Hamsa Japa in Madhyama, the sound in Madhyama, not in Vaikhari. The repetitions of the 50 matrikas, antarmatrikas in the chakras starts with Madhyama, not with Vaikhari. Then from Madhyama intermediate goes to the Pashyanti, then to the Para. Now due to practice of Kriya Yoga, particularly the Hamsa Sadhana, a state comes when the practitioner listens the divine sound. That listening is at the state of Pashyanti, not at the state of Madhyama. So it is an observer state. Present day we find some teachers, they are asking you find this sound in this chakra, that sound in that chakra, that sound in that chakra. In my opinion, that is not the correct practice, because here you are giving it importance to the imagination. However, imagination can be used for different purpose, that is altogether different, but the sound that comes, the sound of a flute, the sound of a lute, the sound of ringing bell, the sound of drum, the sound of honeybee, all these sounds that comes naturally. You don't have to imagine that sound. A practitioner does not have to imagine that sound. The practice of Hamsa Sadhana takes the practitioner to a state, then the sounds come automatically. So that when that comes, that is at the state of Pashyanti, as an observer. Now that is not as a doer. So this is how these 4 stages of sounds are utilized in a spiritual practice, and when the purpose is that the practitioner should reach to the state of Para, transcendental sound, and that needs long and sincere practice, observing or living a pure life and practicing regularly. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.